Hey guys, so it is 2 o'clock in the morning right now, and I just finished watching the Pretty Little Liars Season 6 premiere, and oh my god, I am freaking out. I know this is exactly how I started my Season 5 finale video, talking about Pretty Little Liars, but I swear to god, this show just, I have no words. Like, literally, the end of this episode just left me speechless, because I'm still in shock, like, I'm freaking out. I'm going to try my best to sort of explain what happened and then talk about how I feel about it, but really, I'm like I'm so on edge because I really just want to know everything. So basically, the girls are still locked outside of this prison camp thing, and it seems like they've been left there for a really long time, and then eventually they're let back into the place, and it's still kind of creepy. They still don't know what to do, but the best thing to do is to go back inside because they've been starved, and, well, the only way that they're going to get food is if they go back inside A's dollhouse. So they go back in. And they seem to be separated for a long time. And then Allison comes back. She comes back home and she gives a statement to the police and press. And they seem to believe that Andrew is the one that kidnapped the girls. And I'm not exactly sure why they're pinning it on Andrew. I mean, I know why, because they sort of like showed us he was part of it, but like I don't know why the police are like focusing on him or why they think it's him. Unless there was something in the last episode I missed where the police just suddenly think it's Andrew. I have no idea, but everyone thinks that it's Andrew, apart from the 4 girls and Mona, because obviously they know it's Charles, whoever Charles may be, because we still don't know who Charles is, okay? They might have told us his name, but that's all we know about him. He's Charles De Laurentiis, whatever that means. We don't know. So yeah, the girls are still in the house. They haven't seen each other in a long time or something. They have to get ready for Allison's arrival, which means Allison's coming to the house. And Mona talks about this thing called the hole, and it's like, what is that? Okay? And so the girls end up going to Allison's room a few days later, and they find all their stuff, and they find out that Charles is like went to their house and like took all of the things from their rooms, and I'm like, how do their parents not notice that someone has been coming into their house and stealing their stuff? Like, that is so weird. How do you not notice? Like, I suppose if we did it, like, really slowly over time, then it was okay, but it just seems like he sort of went into their houses and took everything, and considering how MIA their parents have been the past couple of seasons, that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it's still really creepy. And yeah, I sort of lost my train of thought. Where was I? Oh, well, Allison is deciding to meet up with Andrew, who they think is Charles. So she arranges to meet him through the police. The police are like going to be all surrounding her, but of course she finds a way around that, and she's working with Caleb and Ezra to meet up with Andrew in a different location, which is the Kissing Rock, which we all know because the Kissing Rock just seems to be the best place to meet up with people. And it kind of brought me back to like season 1 whenever Allison met Ian there, and you know that wasn't good. So there was that, and Caleb and Ezra are like following Allison because she has a tracking device in her shoe, and she comes to this car and she's given instructions to drive to a place, and I don't remember where that place was. It's some park thing, but she goes there. And she's told by A to put on the clothes and start walking. And obviously Caleb and Ezra get there and they follow her. And yeah, it's getting kind of creepy. Meanwhile, the girls are trying to escape. They're trying to find a way to escape. Plus, no one's seen Mona anywhere. And it's revealed that Mona is in the hole. And the hole is actually like a well that A has put her in, and you know, it's kind of got that Silence of the Lambs feel. Like, I never watched that movie, but like I've heard things about it, and it was really creepy, and Mona's like there, and it's like, oh my god, is he gonna kill Mona? Because Allison's coming. And obviously Arya sees the note in the back of the closet where it says, he's gonna kill me, as in Mona was like scratching that into the wardrobe. If it was even Mona, because there's a whole big reveal at the end that's, I don't even know who the girl is. Anyway, it's so hard to explain this and like not freak out because I'm like freaking out and can't really think properly. So yeah, basically the girls are trying to plan to escape, and when the generator shuts off, Spencer talks about how she was in the playroom thing and that she noticed that Charles disappeared really quickly. and that there had to be like a secret passage or something, and eventually they find it, and they get back to the film room where Spencer was, where she finds all the things with Charles, and basically it's called, I'm gonna call it the room where A has a soul, and it's basically where all the photos are of Charles and presumably Jason and like all that kind of stuff. And Spencer shows the girls the like video footage in the thing, and yeah, like it seems like it is Jason's twin. That's who Charles is. I know that we all had this thing where it's like maybe Charles is not Jason's twin, but like he's a relation of the De Laurentises in some way. And if it's not Jason's twin, then it's someone who was born around the same time as him. I don't really know. It's so confusing, and I still have so many questions. And like I can't, guys. I really can't. And I feel like everyone feels the same way. Like I don't even know. But yeah, okay, back to the story. So the girls look into the camera and they're like, we're going to destroy your soul. So Spencer manages to light a fire with the old video roll, and she sets it on fire, and then they start setting other things on fire. Meanwhile, in A's lair, he is watching the surveillance footage, and he sees the girls and what they're doing, and he also sees Allison in the woods, which means he can either go for Allison or he can go for the girls, and it's like, which one does he care about more? And eventually we see him leave, and it's like, oh my god, where's he gonna go? I was freaking out at this point, because I was like, is he gonna let the girls die there because they don't really have a way out, or is he gonna get Allison, or is he gonna try and do both? Like, I don't even know how the secret like dollhouse thing works, like where everything is. I don't know the map of it. I don't know how anyone can work out the map of it because it's so dark there all the time. But the girls seem to know their way around pretty well, and so A leaves, and Allison and Caleb and Ezra meet up, and they realize, like, okay, maybe this is just a dead end, maybe A has led us here randomly, so they start to leave, and we find out that Charles is, like, it seems like he's behind some sort of glass thing, because Emily and Aria are, like, trying to pull down a curtain so that they can smother the fire, because they think they're going to die there, and then Charles appears, and it's like he seems to be behind glass or something, because he's not like right in front of them, because I feel like if he was right in front of them they would have freaked out way more, but he definitely seems to be behind a glass, or something. I don't know, maybe it's just me that I think he's behind a glass. Maybe it was the live stream that made the quality really bad. I don't know, I just feel like he was behind a screen, and next thing you know he disappears, and he pulls the fire alarm, so he does want to save his things. He does have a soul. These things are important to him. Why he thought that it was a good idea to keep them in that like room where he thought no one would get them, even though there's a vent between the thing. Like, I don't even know what Charles's whole thought process thing is. Like, I don't know at all. So yeah, that happens. Charles disappears. Don't know where he went. And Allison actually ends up hearing the fire alarm, and they manage to break free, and long story short, the girls get out, and this was like the most emotional part of the episode, when everyone was reunited with each other. It was like so, I'm gonna like get emotional now talking about it, but like, I don't know, I was just so engrossed in it at this point that I was like, oh my god, they're out, they're alive, and they're like with everyone, and it was just, there were so many feels, and I think it's really interesting how the girls come out and it's all their loved ones, like Caleb and Ezra and Toby, and it's not their parents. I mean, obviously if their parents were involved in it, it would be a little bit weird, but I don't know, I just, like, I really don't know. I feel like I was just feeling all the feels because I shipped everyone on PLL with their respective ships. Like, it was a really touching moment, and it was really emotional, and it was really sad, and it was like, oh my god. And I also noticed how Mona has no one. Like, I felt really bad in that moment, because Spencer, like, leaves Mona to go hug Toby, and I'm like, what about Mona, guys? What about Mona? So it was a very emotional time, and just when you think it's over, oh no, it's not over, because there was another girl in the thing. There was another girl, and I was like, there's another girl? and there was another blonde girl there, and she was wearing Allison's clothes, like the yellow top from when she disappeared, and that's the same thing that Mona was wearing, so she must have been his Allison from before that. And like at first I thought it was Bethany, but then it's like Bethany died, so I didn't know who this girl was, and I was like, who is that? And then the policewoman asked her name, and she says that she's Sarah Harvey, and I'm like, who is that? Because I don't remember anyone called Sarah Harvey ever. Clearly I wasn't paying enough attention, because Emily then says that she's the girl that disappeared around the same time as Allison. So I'm not really sure. What I think happened was that A tried to grab Allison, but it didn't work. So in the meantime, he grabbed this other girl. I was gonna call her Bethany. I can't even talk. I'm like so worked up about this. But he instead, because he couldn't catch Allison, he got this other girl to play her in the meantime in his dollhouse, and he must have been keeping her there this whole time. And since he got Mona to be a better Allison or something, he's like left her locked up in that room. And I'm like, how has no one noticed that there's another girl there this entire time? Like, they have been there for months and months, and there was another girl there. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know. It really freaks me out, because I just, like, there's not even... I just don't know, guys. I'm freaking out. Like, this season is gonna be, like, the most hyped up thing ever. Like, I just don't even know. Like, I just have so many questions. And then finally, on top of that, Emily finally goes up to Allison, and she asks her who Charles De Laurentiis is. And you see Allison's face, and you think she might know the name. Like, you think maybe she does recognize it or something. But she doesn't get a chance to speak, because the episode ends, and it's like, well, then who's Charles? And then in the sneak peek thing, like in the credits, it sort of shows you Allison asking her dad who that is. And obviously her dad doesn't want to talk about it, so there is definitely some story with Charles that we are not supposed to know, but we're gonna know, because this is the summer of answers, which means that all those questions that we have, we need answers to. But I feel like even though we're gonna get answers, we're still gonna have questions. Like, I know that this is only the first episode, and we should begin to get answers hopefully in the next episode, but this episode really just left me with more questions and left me freaking out even more. And I just don't know, guys. I don't even have any theories. I really don't know. Since PLL season 5 ended, I actually tried to start rewatching PLL, and I tried to start like making notes about things and stuff, which means like going back to season 1, even when Mona was A, just to see if I could work out if Mona was A this entire time, like from season 1 and 2, and there are little hints, but the whole like Charles thing is still a mystery to me, and I have no idea. Like, I don't know. And I did spend some time after season 5 like researching other people's theories, but it still doesn't make sense to me. I really need like a real answer. I need to know the official truth, because it's driving me insane, guys. It's driving me insane. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm just so excited that PLL is back, and you know, we're finally gonna get our answers, because I just realized that this is like the second to last season of PLL, because there's only going to be 7 seasons, and that's kind of sad, because I don't want it to end. Like, it really, like, it's one of those shows where you kind of want it to end because you want to know the deal with A, but at the same time you don't want it to end, because then it'll be over. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really have much else to say. I'm just going to end up stumbling over my words and freaking out even more. And that's not exactly good, because I have an exam in the morning. But yeah, I just thought I'd leave you with that. Those were my thoughts on this episode. Freaking out. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to do a PLL recap after every episode. Just ones that are like huge and have big reveals, which I feel like is going to be every episode this season. But yeah, I promise not to do too many of these, because I feel like it'll just be a lot of me freaking out and not being able to speak coherently, so that doesn't make entertaining videos unless you like them. But yeah, I'm gonna go. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you thought of the Pretty Little Liars Season 6 premiere, and what you think the deal is with Charles, because I clearly do not know, and I've given up trying to figure it out. So yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. I'm aiming to post 5 videos a week, as